Good morning, everyone. I shouldn't have touched the lens just now, but I did. Whoops. I'm out at a pond that we've been to many times. Haven't been here in quite a while because the other part of it that I really liked coming to, they closed for construction for like the second time. So it's been a while since I've been out here, but I was thinking about it and thought, why not? It's been a bit. It is, oh look, there's snow on top of the mountains, just a little bit over there. When I was out the other day, I was looking, but I couldn't see it because of the clouds, but we can see it now, hopefully, if you can see that through the dash cam. It's cold out there, that's for sure. Did I already say that? I don't know. The car is now reading 24. My apps on my phone said it would be 22. My watch said it would be 29. Who knows where that one's coming from, since that's somehow different from the same apps that I already am using. I'm not entirely sure why that would be different, but I know it's cold out there, so I have all the layers on. Thermals underneath, fleece pants, long sleeve, turtleneck. I just don't have a striped sweater, but I do know that the best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time. One with a collar. Turtleneck. That's the kind. What does that mean? How do you have a collar? Unless he's saying the collar is the turtleneck. How do you have something that's a collar and a turtleneck in one garment? I've never seen such a thing, but now I want one. So you can have a collar and be fancy, but also be a turtleneck and be warm. The sun rises in literally 1 minute, according to the official sunrise that I looked up, so I got to get going so we can get out there. I'm going to walk around, going to take some pictures. Didn't see very much on Saturday when we came out, so I'm hopeful that we'll see a bit more. I can already see something fairly large over there flying. I think it's going to be a gull based on the amount of those wing beats and how many they did. I think a raptor would take a few more times to... It wouldn't be as frequent. I don't know, I'm sure you can't see that, so it doesn't really matter, but that's what the plan is today. Walk around the park, see what we can see on a nice, brisk, cold winter morning, even though it's technically, I think, officially not winter until December 21st, wouldn't it be on the solstice? But 22 to 24 to 29, somewhere there, I can say for sure, it's below freezing. I'm gonna put my ears down and get on out there. Let's see what we can see. That was good. That was fun. I like that. Is my audio still going? I kind of doubt it, because I've had trouble with it. Yep. I gotta figure out something different, better to do with the lav mic, because it is just not staying connected. But anyway, we have a backup. We always try to have a backup. That's for the audio. Good time. That was fun. I haven't been here in a while, like I said, and we saw, open the page right to it, American Widgeon. I assume you pronounce it Widgeon because it's called pigeon, and the only letters different there are the W and the P, as opposed to Widgeon, which is how it's spelled. Widgeon. The American Widgeon and the Pigeon. It sounds dumb. Yeah, still spelled the same way. I'm assuming that is a widgeon. And we saw a couple different kinds of the males and females with the white streak on their head and the green from their eye. The green streak on their eye. Very cool. Didn't expect to see that. Saw a heron. Some sparrows. I think they may have been rufous crowned. It's like a red. I think it's called rufous. It might not be. I don't remember off the top of my head. And I didn't grab that. I just put the book away. It's fine. Because the point is, the things that we did see that I definitely could identify, we were so close. There was one point. We'd been all the way around. It's been probably an hour and a half at this point. And I hear the familiar sound of the one that I've been striving to get since moving out. Well, I saw him back in Georgia too. The belted kingfisher. It's common. It doesn't seem that very common, but if you come to wetlands, you'll see them, it seems to be. And I saw them back in Georgia originally. It's one of the first ones that I ever did on video. And I've been trying ever since, so that's been 5 years, to get a really good shot of one, just in general, because they always seem to be very far away, but especially when they're going into the water and they dive into the water. That's the goal, a lifelong goal it will probably be to hopefully get at some point. And I heard one doing its little chittering call, land on a branch. I could see it, took some pictures from there and went, okay, I can get a little closer. And so I start sneaking around, doing what I can to get in and around. And as I'm coming up to, I could see a clearing where I can get to it, and I can still see it, and I hear the splash of the water, and then I see it going along the surface of the water. We missed it by that much. It was so close. Another 30 seconds, and I would have been, I think, in a good spot to take a picture of it. But it happens. That's how it goes. So I sat there for a while, and I saw that it kind of went on the other side of this island in the pond. And I waited there for a while, and it didn't show up. So I got up and got around and went to the other side, and I could see it. And again, I went and I sat down and I saw it. And then I was in a much better spot, but it was further away. This one would have been perfect, the first spot, because we were so close to where we would have seen it. Actually doing the dive, that would have been, I think, really, really good. But the second spot was further away, take what I could get. And it does take off at some point, and it goes over, and it does like a circle loop. And the whole time I'm like, get in focus, like trying. They're so fast as it is. And the way that they're moving around, I'm trying to get the camera to focus on the moving target. I'm in the right mode where it's looking for a moving target, but I'm also moving to try to keep up with it. I couldn't actually. It just goes around and flies off. Never saw it again. But there are definitely kingfishers at this area. I've been here multiple times, and I've seen them multiple times. Not every time I come out, but I'm going to narrow in and start coming here more often, I think, until I can nail that shot, because I really would like to get a shot of the kingfishers, especially since they do their hunting here and going in the water. That would be beautiful. And then on the way back, we saw chickadees, which are so fast. You want to talk about, they're probably one of the fastest birds I've ever seen besides hummingbirds. But hummingbirds will sit still for a minute and hover in midair, and I can get shots of them like I did not too long ago when we were still, right on the cusp of summer into fall, I think. And I was getting shots of hummingbirds, which was really cool. But the mountain chickadee, I assume it was the mountain one, that was the most I think I've seen consistently, because usually it's like blip, 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 gone. And they're within seconds. If you are not on top of it, already camera ready to go, when you happen to see one coming by, you'll miss it, because they are just very quick. But they were hanging out this area quite a bit, and I got some shots, and then I went, okay, got some still shots of them just on the branches and pecking at some things and eating, whatever they can get off the trees that are still there, the nuts and berries, seeds or whatever is still on the particular foliage and the trees that they were there. Especially in the weeds is where I was seeing them as well. I don't usually see them on top of the cattails and the other ones. What are those called? Anyway, and I went, okay, they're here. They've been here for a few minutes. I've been getting shots now. Let's try to get one in flight. That's really difficult to do with a chickadee. I've had trouble doing that because they're just so fast, and they can go erratic in either direction. They really just have full freedom of like, some birds you can see them facing and they go, okay, when they take off, probably going to go in that direction unless they turn, but then they don't turn and take off immediately, so I can then reposition. I do that. Chickadees just are there, here, there. They're just so fast. And then, of course, as soon as I switch over to the mode and I start looking, and I'm trying to see where one will land and look, and they just basically they move on. You could see them, like they go from the front area where they were for several minutes, where I could really get some good clear shots, to like back behind the tree line with stuff there, and then they just kind of dispersed. So sadly did not get one in flight, but I'm really happy with everything we did today. That was good. This felt like a good return to seeing wildlife regularly and getting some good shots, hopefully. We'll see how it turns out, but I'm pleased with it. And that's going to do it. That was another Monday of wildlife photography out there. Good fun time. I'm happy. All right, bye, buddy.